the one and only way to truly manifest. Hi, I am your host, Guy Cheyenne, and welcome back once again to Rebuild Reality, where as always, we talk about who we really are, why we're here, and certainly how all of this stuff works. So in manifestation, well, what are we trying to do? Well, we're trying to place an order, we're trying to get what we want. We're trying to get our desired reality from, the universe, from creation, from the field of energy, from the rest of us, a larger part of us, like whatever it is, we're like, look, I just want my stuff, but we kind of go a bit crazy, really, because there's so many people and there's so many opinions, and what was originally kind of a smaller thing is kind of gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that manifestation has kind of become mainstream now, really. And I think we're pretty darn close to that, if not fully out in the, out in the sunlight of all of this. But which is why that makes it even more crowded and more confusing to know what the heck, what do I do? And along the way, well, we really do kind of gain a lot of, things that really help us. Because this is really like a matter of gaining belief, a matter of gaining trust, So a lot of things will resonate with us and you'll just know. I always say, the truth when you hear it, when you read it, when, what is it? Hear it, read it, see it. Because it resonates with you. The truth, just like love, has a resonant frequency to you that hits you. And you're like, I don't know why I know, but I absolutely just know that that's real, that's true, right? But if we're going to break this down on a human level, what is it that we need to know that's really going to help us on a mental and emotional level? Because that's pretty important, right? Well, we need to know that we need to align our mind and our body. So what does that really mean? Well, it means aligning our thoughts and our feelings. Because unless they're in sync, unless they are sending out a coherent signal, unless they're on the same page, that signal doesn't get through. And the thing is that, well, usually actually it does get through. Unfortunately, we're in sync on the negative side of things, where we're feeling and thinking negatively, and it's getting through all right, and it's producing all of those negative things. But this is the whole reason behind, trying to let go, to try to relax, to try to believe, to try to detach, to live in the end, right? That's what it's all about. It's all about trying to finally get someone to relax and let go and believe enough, and to get the mind and the feelings in sync so they're finally on the same page. Because we want the signal that's going out to hit the way we want it to hit, because otherwise we're constantly sending out a coherent, an incoherent signal, where it's just all over the place. We're trying, oh yes, I do believe, I believe it's true, and the feelings are like, yeah, So, or we'll send it and then we counteract it. We send it and we counteract it. So, but we don't kind of know like what's really going on there. And that's actually what's really, at the end of the day, going on there, is that our feelings and our thoughts simply need to be in alignment with each other. And when they are, and when that's strong and solid, and we're sending that coherent, solid, focused, aligned signal out, boom, that changes everything. And so this is what we're really trying to achieve. And that's what everything that everyone says is trying to get us in the mood to try and finally, change the way we think, change the way we feel, to change the way we look at things, to do whatever it takes to get those two things, our thoughts and our feelings, in sync with each other, in coherence with each other, which kind of is the whole irony behind all of this. Because if we actually really would just be happy and believe, we actually really would get what it is that we want. especially if we're not putting any kind of timeline on it. Because most of the time, even if people can get to that place, they can't keep it up, because they don't trust enough. They don't believe enough in it because they don't understand enough about it. But when we have these missing pieces, then we can stop the mind from worrying so much, because otherwise, we just judge. Sorry, it's my mail slot. We just judge everything, don't we? And we're like, oh, I didn't do it right. I didn't do it long enough. Maybe that one's better. Well, this person says that. Well, that person says this. And we're just like, we stop and we start, and we're never really quite sure of what it is that we need to do. But the thing is, it doesn't matter really what technique, what this, what that, that we want to do. It's whatever it is that brings those thoughts and those feelings into that positive place, that positive, coherent, strong state of being, of that. We're sending out that laser beam, we're sending out that spotlight that's like, yes, this is what I want. Otherwise, the other side's like picking up the phone and it's just like all this static on it. It's like, I need, and we're like, the other side's like, what? You need what? You need crummy life? Okay, because that's what you keep talking about. That's all I keep hearing, because it's picking up on all those signals. So, but when we can kind of understand that is really all it takes, and that is what is behind every single affirmation, every single procedure, every single technique, everything out there in the whole world of manifestation, then it's like, oh, so that's all I really need to do. And it's like, yeah, that's all you really need to do. And the thing is, with these understandings comes trust, comes belief, that we can finally be like, okay, now I get it. And then when we understand those things, that's what finally puts us in sync, which turns the key and brings us what we want. So I hope that helps. I am, of course, your host, Sky Cheyenne. And thank you once again for being with me here on Rebuild Reality. And thank you for, like I said, for all the new subscribers. That's really nice. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will consider subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting. As always, I try and help people as much as I can in the comments, with specific things and stuff. And there is, of course, the email to Rebuild Reality if you need to get in contact with me for any reason, because I know there's been a number of people who have asked me about different things. So otherwise, yeah, baby, we got this. This is doable. You can do it, and that's all it takes. That feeling and the thoughts, finally believing, finally trusting, because that is what turns the key. And when you see it and you do it and then you watch what happens, it can blow your mind. But anyway, I'm going to see you guys here next time on Rebuild Reality.